I found this hilarious blog, Swedish blog, that talks about what people believed in the olden days when they made ammunition for the muzzleloaders and stuff like that. Not sure if you will see any of the pictures, but well, fuck it, I'll just tell you about it. I'll try to translate some of the interesting stuff from Swedish to English. First of all, the stock of the rifle should be made out of the tree called rowan or mountain ash, because that is the most magical tree there is, basically. It was used to call Thor's protection, basically, because I don't remember that myth base, but fuck it, it's really magical anyway. And the barrel should be made out of church iron or nails from coffins. And the lock should have blood infused in it, of course. When you cast your bullets, you can increase your accuracy by some magical means. The easiest would be to mix ground down bone from dogs, one seed of corn, mercury, or red fire ants, I guess, into the molten lead. Don't ask me how that should increase accuracy, but it's magic, who cares? There's no explanation for magic. Also metal shavings from church bells, or a wedding ring, or pulverized human bones, lead from windows, from church windows, or for some reason bat liver, or why not residue from a Stone Age axe. For some reason people in Sweden used to believe that axes from the Stone Age was something called Torviggar, basically residue from Thor. It came from Thor, so of course it should be magical. It's a really interesting mix of all the old Swedish mythology, Viking stuff, and that pesky Christianity that came and made us all bitches. Anyway. Of course, bones from people who committed suicide contains more magic than usual dead people. I have no idea why. Or if you kill something with a previous bullet, please dig out that bullet and cast it again, because now the power of death has infused that bullet, and of course it will carry on to the next kill. And the more animals you kill, or people or whatever, with that bullet, the more magical it becomes, apparently. The death transfers. Also, please make your casts on Fridays or Sundays, for some reason. And a woman can never be in the same room when you cast bullets, because everything is useless then. All magic disappears. Yeah. And you can put some bat blood on the pot you melt the lead in. That's apparently good. Also, if you're supposed to kill anyone that is invincible, or if you're gonna kill a fairy tale creature, you need to use silver bullets, of course. I don't know what the English word is for oblat, the little cracker Catholic people use when they take mass or whatever, but you should have that in the barrel for some reason. And it doesn't end there. With the gunpowder, you should mix blood and earth from a cemetery into the gunpowder for best effect. And the thing you put between the powder and the bullet, förladdning in Swedish. Apparently wasp nest is good for that, or the really fine wool behind the ears of sheep, but that's only to be used on a certain religious holiday that I don't know the English word for, because I give zero shits about religious holidays. And apparently if you write Jesus on that as well, it's really good. Yeah. Alright, usually when you get a new firearm you do a break-in. I don't do that because I think that's I don't think that's necessary, basically. But a lot of people break in the rifles. They shoot, they clean the bore, and then they shoot again, and do that ad nauseum. Take a whole weekend to do that, and me personally, I believe that's total bullshit, as is this, but it's still funny. Anyway, they had some specific break-in methods. Yeah, you should fire 3 shots towards hell. That's north for you southern people. So 3 shots towards the north and you're braked in. There's more advanced break-in methods. You should fire through the church window or the lock to the church. Or if you really want to hit good, you should fire through the altar in the church. Probably not going to be happy about that in the church. The priest will probably put a spell on you or something. If you get one of those mass crackers, the oblate, you should use that as a target, because that's apparently magical. Well, it is the meat of Jesus Christ or something. But it apparently has some side effects. You can get mentally ill or see strange visions, and also be sentenced to death for blasphemy, apparently. But some people did that. There's a story about the hunter Eunice, who had shot the cracker for good hunting luck. But the horses wouldn't take his corpse to the cemetery because of his sins. That's how horrible he was when he did that. And another guy in 1697 was sentenced to death for shooting the cracker. So that was serious business a couple of 100 years ago. Well, about 400 years ago. Also, bat blood is good to lube up the bore of the gun with, apparently. Well, there's a lot of stuff here. You can have a talisman for your rifle. It increases the depth in the rifle. Depth is apparently a measurable thing in rifles, and the more depth you have in it, the better it shoots, of course. So if you have a talisman in your rifle, make it out of ash, follow all the instructions, and have the talisman. It will increase the rate of depth in the rifle. This is important, apparently. So inside some compartment in the stock you can put bones from a dead man, bones from a suicide, the head of a snake, the wing of a bat, the Christian cracker, wood from a coffin or a nail from a coffin, parts of a skull, silver, tooth from a snake, piece of steel against witches, and always have the tail of a hare down the barrel when you're not using it, of course. Also, religious holidays are very magical moments, so of course you're gonna have more luck if you hunt during some religious holiday. So that's a good tip. A really good way to shoot well is to put your rifle under a bridge where coffins are being transported, or bodies, basically, dead bodies. And it should be streaming towards the north. That's hell, apparently. And of course, all kinds of weapons that's been part of combat and killed humans are capable of hitting anything. Those have a really high rate of death in them. Also, the last piece of advice, never count your bullets. You will never hit anything if you count your bullets. So yeah, I think I'm gonna need a really big drum magazine right about now if I'm gonna follow all these advices. I'm going to try to do something like this because I have access to some of this stuff. For example, it's not visible here, but I have a chandelier made out of a big nail that was used to build Riddarholmskyrkan. In English that would translate to something like Knights Island Church. All the old Swedish kings are buried there. So it's a really nice church. And anyway, I have a nail used as a chandelier, repurposed basically. So I'm gonna shave a bit of metal from that and put it in my lead bowl of molten lead and do some ingots of that and then cast some bullets and see if that does anything. Not sure how I'm gonna score bat blood and bat wings and stuff like that, but I'll figure out something. I'm really gonna try this because it's pretty fucking funny, and that's a good thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a nice day.